Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cake Man Entertainment, and today I'm going to do a spoiler-free review of The Batman. So, The Batman was directed by Matt Reeves and stars Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano. There was a lot of stars in this, there was a lot of anticipation. It was probably one of my most anticipated movies of this year. There was a lot of backlash initially when Robert Pattinson was cast as Batman, but I think that's because a lot of people look at his performances in Twilight and just that solely. They didn't see the other films that he's done. And if you actually go through his movie career and look at those films, he actually is a very talented actor. So yeah, I was never worried with him being cast as Batman. I thought he was a good casting choice. Paul Dano as the Riddler, I thought was an excellent casting choice as well, because he's done similar roles to this quite a lot. So he's very good at that crazy but normal sort of archetype. I think I'll go with the pros first. So a huge pro for me is just the Batman himself. The Batman portrayal is excellent in this movie. I think it's the best Batman portrayal ever, like hands down. His portrayal of Batman, I feel, beats Christian Bale's portrayal. There's a lot of times Batman he's like a playboy, philanthropist. He's sort of when he's Bruce Wayne. This Batman, you can feel his soul is truly damaged. That really does come across in the movie and the way Pattinson acts. This Gotham City really reflects the way Bruce Wayne is. The Gotham City is really struggling with criminals, and then there's this overarching string of murders that are occurring too. And Pattinson really displays the damaged soul that Batman has. He also really empathizes with, as you probably see in the trailer, with that orphan that he sees and that funeral scene that was leaked. And he really observes a lot. And this Batman he's different. He doesn't talk as much. His lines are quite few and far between. He only intricately says some words, but there's a lot of the times where he doesn't say anything. He just observes. And I think that's more powerful than saying words. There's some really powerful scenes where he's just staring or observing a person or a thing. And yeah, I really enjoyed those scenes. Gotham, this is one of the best portrayals of Gotham as a city in general. I've seen a lot of people say that Gotham can be counted as a character, and yeah, I think it can be. And Gotham as a character, as a scene, as a setting was excellent. It was portrayed beautifully. The criminal underworld, the struggling of the poor, the rich versus poor divide. They definitely displayed that really well. The music was brilliant, as we already knew from the trailer. The different tones of that similar theme, but being used again and again, was excellently done. The Riddler, Paul Dano, I don't want to get into too much into a spoiler-free review, but I'll just say he did an excellent performance. I won't go any further on that, because we barely saw him in the trailer. I really enjoyed Alfred, actually. I really enjoyed Andy Serkis as Alfred. He wasn't in the movie for that long, but the moments that he was in it, I definitely wanted to see more of him too. Colin Farrell was brilliant as Penguin. He did go a bit... He went over the top, but in a right way, like the Italianness of Oswald Cobblepot. He really portrayed that excellently well. He also wasn't in the movie for that long, but I really want to see more of his character too, if they make future Batmans. Obviously with Batman there has to be cool tech, and boy oh boy, there was very cool tech. We saw his car in the trailer. It makes one of the best sounds in the movie when it starts up, the car, but he also has other technology which we haven't really seen in other Batmans before. There's different types of technologies. We have Catwoman, Selena Kyle, Zoe Kravitz. She did an excellent job as Catwoman. The chemistry between Batman and Catwoman is just as you'd expect. She's never really truly a good guy, but she's never truly a bad guy, if that makes sense. And that is what Catwoman is, right? She's sort of an anti-hero of sorts. They really stretched the M rating of the movie as far as they could go. I think just with a bit more violent scenes, this would have been MA-15 for sure. And I wouldn't mind to see an R-rated or MA-15 rated Batman movie in the future, but this is not a kid-friendly movie. I'll just say that much. Gordon and Batman's relationship, Commissioner Gordon, was brilliant as well. It really felt well fleshed out, and they truly felt like partners. It wasn't like a one-sided relationship where Batman just shows up and leaves. A lot of the time Batman was with Gordon in long scenes, and they're talking and doing detective work. And yeah, also leading into that, Batman's detective work was excellent. We were promised that before the movie came out, and it delivered. There was a lot of intricate detective scenes where he's finding out clues for the Riddler has left him, and he sees things that the cops don't see. He's solving crimes much more easily. There's that little divide between the cops. Some of them like him, some of them think he's crazy, he's a freak, he's an alien. And you know what? He sort of does portray himself as a sort of alien type figure, because he does just stare at things and observe. He doesn't say too much. He does come off as a sort of alien type figure. There's a couple of cons, not too many, but for me, I think the biggest con is the runtime. For myself, it's fine. I didn't mind the runtime, 3 hours, but I can see why some people might not enjoy how long the runtime was. It could probably have been cut off by 20-ish minutes, I'd say 15-20 minutes could be cut off the movie, and I don't think it would affect the plot too much. But in saying that, every single scene in this movie is very intricately done. The camera angles, the film shots, the pacing, the tone, everything is very intricate. You can see they really put effort into each scene. They didn't just chuck a scene in there to add time in. Bruce Wayne is Batman for about 90% of this movie. He's Bruce Wayne for maybe 8%, and then the last 2% is like other people's scenes. But this is called The Batman, and the Batman is very prominent in this movie. He's literally in it from start to finish, and it's mainly the Batman, not Bruce Wayne. So some people might be I might see that as a con, that he's not in the movie as much. I don't. I see it as a positive, but I can see why it could be seen as a con. It was a great film. It's definitely not a kid-friendly film. If you're looking for some Marvel or DCEU type family friendly type movie, it's not that. It is for older audiences. I mean, there's a serial killer, right? It's a serial killer case, basically. Those who like the dark, gritty, grounded nature type films will really enjoy this movie a lot. Rating wise, I'm not going to give a rating yet, because I'm seeing it for a second time tonight. I'll give a rating after that in my spoiler filled review. The Dark Knight, of course, is one of the greatest films of all time as well. So I'm not going to compare this to that as of yet, because it's only just come out. There's bias behind it if I say it is now. Let it rest a bit, and then we'll see how it feels after a couple of days. If it still feels as great as I think, and I'll let you know in my spoiler filled review what I truly think. So let me know in the comments below what you think of Batman if you've already seen it, and if you haven't, go see it. It's a very good film. Don't bring your kids if you have them, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.